I usually appreciate Chris, but he said, unpopular opinion, the obsession with Klaus Schwab, Davos, and the World Economic Forum is misguided as they have little real power over life in America. It's also enervating as it shifts the locus of control to faraway figures while constructive action can be taken at home. Stay focused.
Wrong.
I think this is a false binary in that
wrong.
you can focus on more than one thing and you can keep your eyes on more than one thing at the same time. You can talk about more than one thing at the same time. And for a conservative to be coming out and saying, don't talk about the World Economic Forum, stop looking over there, is really weird. And then Elon agreed with him and he's like, yeah, don't look at the World Economic Forum.
This is the same like trick that we've seen people pull us on both sides of the aisle for a decade now, where anytime you say something and they're like, ooh, we have nothing to say about that. Well, why don't you care about homeless veterans? Like that's always the go-to is like, why don't you care about homeless veterans? Or the one that we've seen lately, Abby, is if we talk about anybody else, like Michigan talking about maybe they're trafficking people in the Bahamas. Well, why don't you care about Epstein? Why don't you care about that one guy who's conveniently dead and you can do nothing about? Why don't you care about that guy? It's the false binary is so ridiculous.
Yeah.
Is anyone actually telling you that like you don't care about that?
We made a whole video about it this week, actually.
Are you serious?
We made made a video called Fake People Real Comments, where we responded to NPC comments on our videos or on our Instagram posts and stuff like that. And the number one comment, besides the fact that we're trying to censor Elon Musk by disagreeing with him on one issue, was
can you quit, by the way, because I like what he has to say. So quit silencing my guy. Okay?
Yeah, I'll try. Was that we don't care about Epstein because even though we talk about it, we also talk about other things.
You know what? The more I learn about him, the less I care for the guy.
Right. Yeah, I'm not a fan. I don't know. Everybody's obsessed with the guy. I'm like, not a fan.
I'm not big into that guy. Don't really care too much.
Yeah. I unsubscribed from his fan club this week. So
I think focusing on Epstein is a mistake because he's already dead. And
that's what I was saying. Yes.
It's like they're pointing at the wake behind the boat going, see what else is going on. It's like, no. We're looking at the, people in front still.
Yeah.
What the hell?
Exactly.
If you care about people human trafficking today, you don't care about the dead guy who was human trafficking before. And that's the more important one. The guy that's already dead. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe that's why Elon Musk is saying, don't look at the World Economic Forum. They're not important. Maybe he's saying like, they kind of already know they're dead in the water. You saw George Soros isn't there. Schwab did not speak last Friday like he was set to on Saturday. He had to pull out because he was not feeling very well. So it's very strange. It's like the people that would be making appearances aren't, and the people who you would think would not be, the FBI director, the governor of Georgia, they are. So something is afoot, and I dare say it may be effery.
Yeah, but I think that this whole, like Abby was saying, this false binary of don't care about the World Economic Forum, you can only care about your own politics. You'd have to ignore 30 years of them coming out and saying this is what's going to happen, and then it happens. So to say that they don't have any control over the global politics, let's see that they don't have any control in American politics, is just it's ignorant of history, and it's a lie. Like we can see this over and over and over again, where the World Economic Forum comes out, hey, we're gonna try this thing. Oh, that sounds stupid and silly, and then everybody laughs about it, makes their quick videos on YouTube, and then they move on as if it's all some big joke. It's some big.
And 6 months later, it's happening.
Right. Look at these silly guys in Davos and what they want, and it's like, yeah, but they're telling you what they're going to do, and we found out through 30 years of them doing this that they actually have the power to get a lot of this done.
In some cases, I wonder if it is chicken or egg. Like they talk about things last year, and then you look at what happens over the following year, and then you look at the next year, and it's all very similar talk. So I know that they're not going to be reinventing the wheel every year. I get that. But I am curious if it is so blatant and obvious and obtuse as we are making it sound. Like they go to the year and they say, okay, this is what we're going to do. We're going to go to the annual meeting every year. We're going to say what we're going to do, and then we set out to do it. Or if it's an ongoing, this is how they feel about everything, and they meet to catch up and see how they're doing. I feel it's more of a report card thing and an agenda setting than it is like a
which in and of itself is important though, to say, hey,
sure.
this is what where their minds are at, and these people are not just in Davos. They're there for a week, and then they go back out to their governments and try to implement the stuff. They're meeting with people, they're shaking hands, they're making those relationships. It's kind of like we talked about with Bohemian Grove, where it's like, yeah, all these elites are kind of getting together, and that's in and of itself kind of bad because they're planning.
Nixon say it was the gayest thing he'd ever seen?
Yes, it was. That's what he said.
He says this is the faggiest thing I've ever seen in my life.
That was the actual quote. Yeah.
but But to that point, then, if they're getting together in Davos and doing anything like that, which, okay, Brian Stelter's there, so you know they are. Is it just, can we then say, okay, well, then the governor of Georgia, Brian Kemp, why is he there? Christopher Wray of the FBI, why are they there? Are they being called in as the lieutenants of these people who are considered commanders or capos of the mafia?
Right. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah,
I think so.
Well,
I think in a lot of ways the World Economic Forum does us a favor in being the fact that we can look at who's there, who's speaking, and who's shaking hands, and we can go, oh, that's someone not to be trusted. It's the whole thing with Dan Crenshaw, like this young World Economic Forum leader that sells himself as a Republican. Then you look at that and you're like, maybe if you looked at it early enough, you're like, oh, maybe I should keep an eye on this guy.
Wow.
Bad pun.
How dare you, PJ? He is a war
just
veteran.
Just the one eye. Yeah. But thank you for checking out this clip from the Last American Pubcast. And if you like it, don't just forget to like and subscribe, but come join us on a Thursday night from 7 to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's our new time. Hope to see you there.